And when you mix teas, there is some certain ratio. So we want to have something major tea is the most amount. So I'm gonna go for this one. Let me see. Sometimes I make a lot, but today I don't know how many people are gonna come. But let's make a plenty for you guys to take too as well, right? So I'm gonna go for 2 cups of holy basil. We called this, especially holy basil and then ostra, is adaptogen. Adaptogen means it works in your brain. So we usually call it the HP axis. So when you have a stress, those HP axis got stressed out, and then this relieves those stress. So like if you have such a sympathetic like a response, like a very like a sweating, and then I get angry, and then that calm you down. So holy basil is the works for whole body and then relieve the stress. And then ostra, this one is actually wild oats. As I said, this one is local plants. You can find everywhere in here. You just don't recognize.
Right.
Yeah. And when we have oatmeal, like oat, we cultivate in the field, and they escape from the field, and then now they turn as wild oats. But they are just like everywhere. I get mine in the April. They are usually green. And right now they are very yellow, brown, and then you cannot really tell. But you can just collect and then just like blend it. And then it works really good for calm down. The same as I put those hair and nail for this one, because it contains so many minerals. Like it's like a silica, calcium, magnesium, all those nutritious minerals actually in this ostra. One thing you want to remember, when you have those like a mineral-rich flavor plants, you want to add some lemon, because citrus usually extract those minerals, so make it more like useful for you. So just like a little slice of lemon, it's gonna be maximize those effects. And very safe for children as well. So I'm gonna go for, because it's a major herb, and then it gives very like a milky, mild flavor and a very pleasant flavor. So usually I tend to use a lot. And the next one is a linden. This is one of my favorite for children's formula. So linden is a big tree from the Europe. And then they plant a lot in the street. When you sit down on the linden tree, it makes it very calm down. And these big trees give it good shade. But this one, when kids have like a ADHD, those like hyperactivity tendency, and then they have a problem with sleeping at night, linden is very safe for children. Calm down. Same as chamomile, because we use chamomile a lot, but linden is another very good like a tea formula. You can add it up and very safe for kids.
That's Indian bit.
This is a European.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna go for 1.5 linden. And then rose, although ladies' favorite. The rose is a beautiful and smell good, but also is one excellent cooling herbs. So that you have like a rose water, like you have some try to give you more moist in your face. But rose not only give you moisture, actually it cool down temperature. And if you have a rosacea, it's excellent for that. But also whole body cooling down the temperature, and it's an excellent anti-inflammatory. And make your mood, when you're depressed, it brings up some those happiness same time. So I'm gonna go for 1.5. When you make some formula, there's something, let's say licorice is a root. And this one is a flower and then leaves. And this is a berry, and skin and flower. So you want to mix up some all different body part of the plants. So you can have some 1 or 2 flower, and maybe 1 or 2 root, and then maybe another 2, maybe the stem, and then it gives a good harmony as well. The next one, Schisandra, as I said, it gives a little tangy flavor, and great for liver support. So when you have those anxious feelings, and it's also a little salty plant, salty berry. It has 5 different flavors, but this one is more distinctive with those a salty flavor, and one of my favorite, and a very beautiful and very actually powerful tea as well. But it's a little strong, so I'm gonna go for only 1/2 cup. So linden Ostra, holy basil was a sort of a stress relief formula. And I added up some flour here, and then the berries, adding up some like a emotion, so it's like a liver tonic and then cooling. But the next one, those two guys is are supporting for this formula. So they're not a major player, but they are necessary guys. So the next one is an orange peel. It's just orange. But when you look at the orange peel, it has very aromatic. It's like very smell good. And when you taste it, the skin of the orange is a little bitter. So whatever the bitter, always good for your liver function and then good for your digestion. And you have some problem with that, let's say, acid reflux. Am I having too much acid? Yes or no? People after age like 35, you usually actually lose the ability of your stomach acid production. So even you have a lot of like acid build up, but it may be not. So the most of the case, you have not enough acid, and then your food fermented in your stomach, and when they fermented, they always make a gas, like a CO2. They push those valves, so now you have like the GERD. So that's like a lot of doctors, when we try to just a symptom relief and then neutralize those like acid, but it's maybe not for long term though, because you actually have not enough acid, and you have a problem, a lot of your internal gut related issues. So anyhow, the orange peel is like spreading out those energies. So if you put this like aromatic, it's definitely good for your digestion, but it brings all the energy to the outer side of your body. So if you have a joint problem, like let's say Ostra, good silica, probably good for connective tissue, and then all those like the fingernail, then you want to add something like orange peel, or even though the citrus extract mineral, but actually they deliver those energy to the extremities. So I'm gonna put this orange peel, half. The last herb, one of my favorite, is one of the most strongest anti-inflammatory, is licorice. It gives very pleasant like a sweetness. Some people hate it, some people love it. So it's like, oh my gosh, I hate it. But I'm kind of a like side if it's not too much. And the licorice have an intimate relationship with the cortisol production. I'm gonna go over how important the cortisol is, and then we use a lot of this licorice to manage your cortisol level production. And also they neutralize all the side effects from the possibly can happen any interaction between the herbs. And then that's why this is neutralize, balance, and then also give a good flavor. But it's very strong, so I'm gonna go for only half.
Is it related to fiddle?
They taste similar, but they're not related though. But when you have those like a red licorice candy, it's not licorice. It's anise and then fennel oil mixed together with sugar, because it tastes similar.
Right.
So I just mix together. So there are pretty dose for tea is 1 tablespoon of tea with 1 cup of water. So we have a lot of water there. And so tea back here. And usually I make the night before, and then sit for like 8 hours, and then I usually drink in the morning. You can just warm up after that. A little longer, always better, especially you not just keep boiling. And you can just put the hot water, but later on you're not gonna lose any like a vitamin C or that kind of stuff. So I use mason jar. It's easy and then safe. You don't want a plastic, right? This is very fast. You can see it's working very fast, because there is a licorice and orange peel, and then rose usually gives very fast color. But I'm gonna taste it maybe in like 20 minutes.